Being able to send rovers and probes to the moon and other planets was one of the biggest revolutions of the last several decades. Tremendous strides have been achieved in this direction, and a small helicopter named Ingenuity was even transported to Mars a few months ago. Such technologies are being developed to advance our level of understanding of the universe. These days, significant discoveries frequently come from them. They allow us to monitor and study our solar system with an astounding level of precision and are just as helpful as telescopes. The thing is, we frequently discover something brand new and unexpected. Take a look at this image from China's Yutu-2 lunar mission, for instance. What is this peculiar sphere that was discovered on the moon's surface? Perhaps you might check out this other one. This image was captured by the Curiosity rover on the surface of Mars. It seems to be a coral, doesn't it? What's happening here? Follow me in this video to learn more about these odd items and what they actually are. Starting with the first picture. On the surface of the moon, you can see what appears to be a sphere if you look closely. The Yutu-2 mission from China took this photo. The Chang'e 4 lunar mission of the Chinese Space Agency includes a robotic lunar rover called Yutu-2. Among other things, Yutu-2 crawled almost 2,700 feet across the 110-mile diameter von Karman impact crater in the Aitken Basin at the moon's southern pole area during the first 25 lunar days, about 738 Earth days, of its mission. Compared to regions on the Earth-facing side of the moon, such as the Mare Imbrium studied by the first Yutu rover from 2013 to 2015 and by Luna 17 and Apollo 15 in the early 1970s, it discovered that the ground was relatively flat and devoid of rocks. Launched in December 2018 and making a soft landing on the moon's far side in January 2019, Chang'e 4 was the fourth mission. It holds the records for both being the first lunar rover to travel across the far side of the moon and having the longest lifespan. These two tiny, complete, transparent glass spheres were visible thanks to the rover's panoramic camera. This revelation is incredible. They are not human-made spheres or an alien creation, of course, as one may assume, but they are still more fascinating than you might believe. This is so that we might learn more about the history of the moon from such spherules. We can, for instance, acquire details about the mantle's composition and previous impact incidents. Yet, how did glasses get to the moon? According to scientists, the substance developed when silicate was heated to a high temperature. In the past, the moon also contained silicates and high temperatures. In reality, the volcanic activity on our beloved satellite resulted in the development of volcanic glass. The creation of glass can also occur as a result of encounters with smaller objects, such as meteorites, which can produce extremely high temperatures. All of this serves to highlight how prevalent glass is on the moon. Zhiyong Xiao of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, a planetary geologist, believes that the latter may be the cause of the spherules seen by Yutu-2. In any case, it's quite difficult to say, we can never be sure, and this is also due to the fact that, let's face it, the majority of the glass discovered on the moon so far looks incredibly different and does not have a sphere-like shape. We already knew there were spherules up there, but their typical size is less than a millimeter. Instead, the spherules of Yutu-2 are bigger, measuring roughly 15 to 25 millimeters across. Even still, the significance of this discovery is not yet fully realized because similar glass balls were previously retrieved from the moon's near side during Apollo missions. According to Xiao and colleagues, the fundamental distinction is that the spherules on the far side are translucent or semi-transparent. The ones on the near side, however, were larger, up to 40 millimeters across, and quite opaque. They discovered 4 more spherules with a similar sheen to the 2 that appear to be translucent, but it was unable to confirm their translucency. Since these spherules were discovered near to a crater, they are believed to be impact spherules. Because we have them on Earth, we are quite certain that they are glass spheres. The impact that produces these minuscule glass spherules also produces such high heat that the crust melts and sprays into the air. The molten substance then drips back to the ground as small glass beads. The unusual morphology, geometry, and regional setting of the glass globules, according to the study, are compatible with there being anorthositic impact glasses. These would essentially be the same as terrestrial tektites. The word tektites is derived from the Greek word tektos, which means fused. These are organic, glass-like things made primarily of silicates that are greater than a few centimeters. The majority of scientists believe that they were created as a result of massive meteorites colliding with the Earth's surface and producing shock waves that shattered and partially melted the surrounding rocks at the precise time of impact. Without analyzing their composition, we can't be certain, but if they are lunar tektites, they might be fairly prevalent on the lunar surface. The team claims that this presents some tantalizing opportunities for future investigation. According to the team's analysis, such spheres ought to be extremely common throughout the lunar highland. This is a truly intriguing development that might serve as the foundation for a fresh understanding of the makeup of our satellite. So, this lunar enigma has been resolved. This image, taken directly from Mars' surface, is all that is left. What is this? It somewhat resembles a flower or a coral. If that were the case, this might be the last remaining evidence of extraterrestrial life. It might be altering the world, and we might even pass away pleased, but according to scientists, it is not alive and never has been. On February 22, 2022, NASA's Curiosity took this picture a few days ago. A 2/5 of an inch wide red crystal mineral deposit appears to be visible. Doesn't it look extremely good? What is this, though? Make sure to like or dislike the video before learning the answer to this query so that we can keep improving and making these films better for you, the viewer. According to scientists, it is the result of water and Martian rocks interacting. Yeah, because we can be certain that Mars once had water. This makes it a diagenetic feature, or one that develops after the sediment is transformed into sedimentary rock, by definition. After being deposited, water-rock interactions, microbial activity, and compaction lead sediments to undergo physical and chemical changes known as diagenesis. Planetary scientist Dr. Abigail Freeman, who serves as the Curiosity rover's deputy project scientist, remarked, "We've seen diagenetic structures with similar shapes previously, but this dendritic shape is really lovely." Fortunately, our Curiosity rover has a foot arm that extends toward the rocks and can steady them, so we know the chemical makeup of this crystal. The rover is the size of a car, and it has the ability to carry rocks, soil, and air on board for examination right there on the rover. The fact that morphology is not the same as life is one of the most significant lessons we can take away from this finding. It doesn't necessarily follow that anything is a live entity just because it resembles certain other existing organisms. In addition, scientists now concur that any life that might have ever existed on Mars would almost definitely have been minuscule. This was undoubtedly not the situation. When these crystals solidify from liquid water, they develop in a variety of three-dimensional shapes, as may be seen by looking at other articles. These crystals also appear to be particularly erosion-resistant. The tiny, iron-rich spheres that are dispersed across the rock surface close to the robot's landing site are one of the well-known examples of this process or this sort of crystal, and scientists on the mission who enjoy snacks called them objects. Blueberries. While having a very unique shape, this new crystal is actually extremely common to discover on the surface of Mars in a variety of shapes. It was given the name blackthorn salt, and we can't discover anything similar on Earth because our chemical processes are very different and there is a lot more erosion and sedimentation. Because only rovers can analyze these types of crystals and glass spheres on the surface of other planets and the Moon, rovers are crucial to our research. For instance, Curiosity is currently flourishing. He claims that, absent a big event, the mission's life is only restricted by its plutonium power supply. Yet, something significant could occur at any time that would shorten the mission's lifespan. NASA will need to gradually reduce the rover's activities over the coming years since there won't always be enough energy to keep it running. Nonetheless, it continues to astound us with breathtaking images and fresh discoveries from the red planet. A wonderful moment to be alive. Here's where the video ends. Thank you everybody for watching. What would you think if you discovered something unique on another planet? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the channel again soon.